Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy Danny Plays here, back with another video. And first of all, I was gonna say sorry I didn't upload this yesterday. I was kind of tired yesterday. And yeah, so I am here today, as you read the title. I'm here with sorry for saying that, but yeah, I'm editing. I'm literally on the Sheriff Factory app right now. But anyway, I'm gonna be reviewing Cobra Kai season 4, which came out on December 31st. 2021. It came out a few days ago. The last, day of 2021 it came out, and I just love this show so much for it. I'm not gonna lie, there hasn't actually been a bad episode in a season yet. There hasn't been a bad season or a bad episode of the Cobra Kai, in my opinion anyway. Maybe someone else hated an episode, but it just in my opinion, there hasn't been a bad episode yet. So yeah, I'm going to be reviewing Cobra Kai season 4 today. And yeah, so if you guys, let's just get straight into it. If you guys do enjoy today's video, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe for the little bell. So the video I upload, but not to do that whatsoever. Yeah, but it'd be much appreciated. And I know you're looking at Cobra Kai from Fortnite right now, but it's LG. I feel like such a low budget YouTuber right now because I'm using Fortnite skins, because I do that with Fortnite as well. I do that with Spider-Man when I'm doing Spider-Man reviews. I use the Spider-Man skin just for the screenshot where you guys look at. Okay, it doesn't matter. Alright, Cobra Kai season 4. Now, let me just recap you guys real quick. So basically, I won't tell you what happened in season 1 or 2. And of course spoilers, but I already warned you at the start of the video. Anyway, so I also hope you guys can hear me very well. I don't know. Okay, sorry. Anyway, recap of season 3. What happened at the end is Daniel Larusso and Johnny Lawrence were fighting John Kreese at the end of that, the last fight scene of that season. And then, John Kreese was about to kill Daniel Larusso, and Daniel used his technique that he learned from Chosen. And yeah, and so basically then. Daniel defeated John Kreese, or let's say Kreese. Daniel defeated Kreese, and Kreese said if they beat Cobra Kai in a tournament, then they'll shut down all Cobra Kai dojos. The Cobra Kai dojo, and so won't come back to the Valley ever again. There's to be no Cobra Kai ever again. And Daniel Larusso and Johnny Lawrence agreed, and So yeah, they agreed to do the tournament, and Daniel and Johnny then agreed to work together and combine the Eagle Fang Karate and Miyagi-Do Karate. So yeah, I was so hyped for it at the end, because okay, we're gonna get to see them finally team up. And yeah, we'll get to that in a minute, I guess. Then anyway, into season 4 now. Then that was just a recap of season 3, what happened at the end. Anyway, so the beginning of the show, of course I'm not going to go through all the show in order, scene by scene. I'm just going to go what my favorite scenes were, but the beginning of the show start straight away after the events of season 3. We just get straight back into it. It hasn't been that long since the fight that I just talked about there a few minutes ago between Daniel Larusso and Johnny Lawrence versus John Kreese. Hasn't been that long. It's only been a day or something. And so yeah, they're in the Miyagi-Do dojo, and they're gonna try teach all the students Miyagi-Do karate and Eagle Fang karate, and combine it so they'll have more techniques to defeat their enemies, and kind of Cobra Kai techniques as well, because Johnny Lawrence did own Cobra Kai at one point, and then John Kreese came back in season 2 and then owned Cobra Kai again. So Johnny Lawrence is actually kind of teaching Cobra Kai instead of Eagle Fang karate, because Eagle Fang karate and Cobra Kai are basically the same thing, same techniques and all. But yeah, anyway, and yeah, Cobra Kai are the bad guys, but I just want to say. So yeah, so the show begins with a sweet little montage of them just training. There's a bit where Sam and Dimitri are just circling around each other, and then Johnny Lawrence, because they're not doing anything to attack each other, Johnny Lawrence is just okay, what the hell are you guys doing? Can you guys just do something, please? I really like that. And then Johnny also gets, because the wax on thing that Daniel Larusso teaches. They were making the students do that, but then Johnny Lawrence was making some of the other students just clean his car out instead of doing the wax off technique. So he was just getting students to just clean his car for him. And yeah, and I do like that Miguel now has longer hair in this season, and he's getting a beard, and he's of course just still recovering kind of from his injury of falling off the balcony in season 2. and you know he also got really badly injured by Kyler. But then he actually, even though Miguel even got when Miguel got out of the wheelchair, he still kicked Kyler's ass. Like Miguel was barely recovering, and he still kicked Kyler's ass. I hate Kyler so much. He's so, like, oh my god, like frick Kyler, bro. I hate Kyler. He's not a bully to Miguel anymore, but you know, frick Kyler. Well, he kind of is. But anyway, so yeah, they just do some more training, and the first few seconds, Daniel and Johnny don't even get that really long. They keep saying like they keep arguing about like stop being too aggressive to their students and all. There's a bit where Hawk as well like kicks one of the doors and breaks it. I think that's sad for Hawk's character in the show is because in season 3 he was so bad as a bully. He was like the worst bully you can like come across. In season 3 he broke like Dimitri's arm, his old friend's arm. Dimitri is his best friend, but then when he turned into Hawk he started like beating on Dimitri and all, and then broke his arm in season 3. He stole the Medal of Honor in season 2, where he stole Mr. Miyagi's Medal of Honor. He just picked on a lot of people. He even like beat up Nate like just for his money. Like Nate had money for Miguel's surgery, and Hawk just came around and just beat him up, and they threw freaking Bert through a window as well. That was so crazy. And then of course Hawk got the redemption by just saving Dimitri. So yeah, but what's sad is Hawk's in the Miyagi dojo, like inside that house thing. Like he's like, I don't know if you call it a house, but he's in like the dojo area, like kind of. And I don't know how to explain that, but he's inside anyway. And then he sees that there's a picture of like two people fighting, and well, it's like an art picture. And he's like crazy. He's like, oh my god, wait, that's a like cool photo and all. And then Chris and Nate come in, and Dimitri's like, oh yeah, I'll just explain what that photo was about. And then yeah, Chris and Nate come in, and then it's kind of sad but funny at the same time. Chris is like, be careful with that photo, I don't want to break it. And then he's like, why would I break it, Hawk says. And then he's like, because you stole Mr. Miyagi's Medal of Honor and you kicked the door down. Or broke the door. And then Nate just comes around and saying, and you beat the shit out of me. And then Hawk, it's kind of sad though. Then Hawk was like, I'm really sorry guys, I didn't mean any of that. I've changed now. And then Chris and Nate just still don't really trust him that much. And then yeah, and I also think I thought Hawk was going to be an evil guy again at one point, because he came into the dojo with a sledgehammer, and then Miguel and Sam was like, wait, is that a sledgehammer? Is Hawk going to do anything? And then they came around the dojo and just seeing that Hawk was actually trying to help out the dojo, or he was trying to build a bridge. And he was like, okay, guys, I'm just trying to build a bridge here, and maybe like I got cool, it's gonna be a cool bridge I'm gonna make. I wasn't trying to do anything bad. I thought he was gonna like break down the dojo with the sledgehammer, but I had a feeling that he wouldn't, but I had a feeling that he would at the same time. So I do like Hawk's character in this movie, in this show, but I feel like he's not much shown. I know, well, at the end he's shown, I'll talk about that in a minute, but but like he hasn't been much part of the story this year, in this season. Like I feel like I didn't see him much, but yeah. Anyway, who else could I talk about? Sam. I like Sam in this show. A lot of people actually don't like Sam in this show. Everyone hates Sam for some reason, but I actually really like Sam. She's the if you don't know, she's the daughter of Daniel Larusso, and basically in season 4, her character even gets better for me, because I kind of agree with her. Like, even though Daniel Larusso and Joey Lawrence are like fighting each other, there's like they can't get along for like 5 seconds. They keep arguing and all. Sam still goes over to Daniel saying, I kind of even though if you guys fight, can you guys still not argue, please? Because I kind of want to learn both styles so I can defeat Cobra Kai. And that's really smart, because she will know Miyagi-Do karate, and she will know Cobra Kai karate, basically. I know Tifa fan karate, but yeah, she wants to know both styles to defeat her enemies. So, and I really, I kind of agree with that. And she tries to get payback on Tory a lot on this show, because what she did. Tory's like a bad person now, but I'll talk about her character in this season. But yeah, Tory, if you don't know who Tory is, she's the one who started the school fight in season 2, and she had a knuckle duster and tried to like stab Sam with it, and she actually did, but yeah, Sam got really hurt from her knuckle duster, and she also had nunchucks at one point trying to kill Sam. Yeah, she really hates Sam. The reason she hates Sam is because, Sam stole her boyfriend, so yeah. And, so Sam anyway, Tory was dressed as the Little Mermaid or something in a party or something, and that was her new job. I don't know if she was the Little Mermaid. I don't know like Disney princesses or anything, but yeah. Anyway, then Sam was just there looking at Tory in the mermaid costume, just telling the children the story on how she defeated the dragon or something. That's probably not Little Mermaid, but okay. But yeah, and then Sam just kept like annoying Tory when she was trying to tell the story to the kids, and then Tory made the little children go and put like glitter on Sam, and she was like mad over it. And then yeah, and then we see that I feel like Sam, of course, because she's training with Johnny, I feel like she does get more aggressive in this season. But basically, what's happened then is Miguel comes to the party, and Tory's like still right there, and then Sam looks at Tory and wants to make her jealous, so she kisses Miguel, and yeah, and she's just kind of. I feel like I don't really want Sam to become a new Tory, because that's what Tory used to do in season 2. She just went over to Miguel and just kissed him just to make Sam jealous, because they used to be together once. But yeah, so I do like Sam's character, but she's getting way too aggressive. I just want to say that. she is becoming Cobra Kai material, I guess. But anyway, let me talk about what other character should I talk about? I should talk about Dimitri as well. Then Dimitri has like one of the biggest glow ups ever, and that's called, yeah, that's the meme. That's what I'm talking about. The glow up. If you don't know what a glow up is, it's basically kind of the evolution, I guess, if you can call it. So yeah, let me just talk about Dimitri then. For season 1, he didn't know any karate. He got bullied, and basically he got bullied all the time. He didn't know to do anything. He was smart, but didn't know like how to do karate. Season 2, at the end of that season, he started learning more of it and started getting better. He even kicked Hawk into a trophy case, and and then also in season 3 he was good, but he was still kind of learning at the time. Like, he wasn't fully trained. I mean, he was trained well, but Dimitri wasn't strong enough yet, to be honest, to fight Hawk all by himself. And yeah, that led to him getting his arm broken. But then in season 4, he is absolutely a beast in season 4. I love Dimitri in season 4. I love that funny scene as well where he annoys Johnny Lawrence, and then Johnny Lawrence makes him the punching bag for the kids to train, and then they just start beating on Dimitri. He's just like, oh, please stop. And then Chris accidentally kicks him in the he kicks him in the private spot. And then so yeah, like Dimitri, he has the biggest glow up in this season, and I'll talk about the All Valley at the end, because that's the best bit, the All Valley tournament. Bert and Nate, I'll talk about them at the same time. Bert and Nate weren't much to do with this story. I mean, this season. They were there to annoy Kenny. I'll talk about Kenny in a minute. They were like, kind of like, Bert and Nate were kind of just making fun of Kenny for being in Cobra Kai, because Bert and Nate know that Cobra Kai are the bad guys. And then, yeah. So yeah, not much else to talk about Bert or frickin' Nate. But they do actually look way older. In season 3, they looked really tiny. But now, how are they so big already? They're so big now. They're so tall. I don't know. They were tiny. I don't know how they just got tall like that. I don't know. But anyway, I'll talk about then Mitch and Chris, the two duo. Because they're best friends. And yeah, they didn't have much to do with the season either, to be honest. They were just there in the background as well. They are two of the main characters, but in this season they weren't really. But basically they were just there, just joking around and all, and yeah, they didn't do much, to be honest. And yeah, and I'm pretty sure Mitch Mitch got beaten in training by so many people. Like when either Daniel or Johnny made Mitch fight another student, and Mitch usually just lost that fight. I don't know how though. I don't know how Mitch just lost all those fights. Well, I think he won one, but yeah. Anyway, and he wasn't much in the All Valley tournament, but yeah. Who I can talk about now? I guess I'll talk about some of the Cobra Kais, I guess. Actually, no, wait, no. I'll talk about Anthony Larusso, Daniel Larusso's son. So Anthony is kind of a new character, but not at the same time, because he was introduced in season 1. But he didn't get much attention in season 1, 2, or 3, and he started getting more attention in season 4 now, which I really like. So basically what he is he's a bully, kind of, at the start. He bullies the new kid Kenny because, he saw him do dances and all, and then started bullying him. He put even milk in his locker and then splattered all over the place. And then he also stole all Kenny's clothes, started beating him up. And Anthony didn't really beat him up that much. It was the other kids. I hate the other kid. I hate Anthony's friends. Anthony's friends are so bad. I hate them. They're so annoying. And I absolutely enjoyed that library fight with Kenny. When Kenny led all the bullies into the library and shut off the lights, and then he just started beating the shit out of all of them, and then he was saved. Then Anthony was about to get his ass beaten, and then when the principal came in and stopped him. So yeah, I really enjoyed when Kenny just beat the shit out of all the bullies. I hate those kids. But my friends say that they don't like Anthony in this season. I actually do like Anthony in this season because he starts off mean and all, and he doesn't want to show to his friends that he kind of likes silly games and all. Well, I like silly games. I love silly games actually. But yeah, and I like at the end he tries to apologize to Kenny, but then yeah, Kenny just starts beating him up, but because he'd like to do. Okay, I'll get to Kenny in a minute. Kenny's like a big character in this season. So yeah, I do like Anthony, and I hope in one of the seasons he becomes one of the best karate fighters ever, like his father. And yeah, who else can I talk about then? There's Piper. Piper is Moon's ex-girlfriend. I know Moon is a girl as well, but they were in love together. And then they broke up, and then Piper joined Cobra Kai, and she's not like a bully, but she's kind of mean. She just tries to taunt her enemies, which she tried to do to Sam in the All Valley tournament. And yeah, but I do like Piper, but just not just me, of course, because she's only kind of new, there's not much story to her yet. And yeah, who else? I guess I'll talk about Terry Silver in a minute. He's one of the best characters in the show. So I guess I can talk about Tory then. Tory in the show is good. So basically what happens is I like Tory in this season because she's working at our job, and then Sam's mother Amanda comes to her job and asks her not to touch Sam anymore and fight her or anything, or just blood, because Sam gets bruises and Tory can't, Tory says no, I can't really promise that and all. Then Amanda makes her lose her job, and yeah, she gets mad about it. But then Amanda finds out that Tory is actually trying to feed her all of her family because her mother is sick in bed and she can't get out. Her father left, and she has to look after her two brothers. I think it was two brothers. No, two. I think it's two brothers or something. And then she also has to look after her mom in bed. So Amanda just, of course, feels guilty about making her lose her job. And yeah, and it's really funny seeing that in that scene as well, where Tori's before she gets fired at the restaurant, she's like to the guy that was wanting to get soup, she's like, the soup is actually made out of balls. And then everyone just starts leaving the restaurant saying, actually, no, we don't want any food from here. And then the manager's just like, what did you just do, Tori? You just ruined my business. Alright. Anyway, yeah, Tori also, Amanda and Tori had a great, conversations in this movie, in this show, I should say. They had great character, arcs and all, not arcs, character development, I guess. Amanda was just trying to help Tori, and she got Tori back into school, and Tori said she'll stay away from Sam until the tournament, and then Sam, because she was learning from Johnny and all, she got more aggressive, and actually Tori was actually trying to be nice to Sam in school, which I was kind of shocked about, because she freaking nearly killed her or knuckle duster before. But basically then Sam just comes over no, I don't know what kind of game you're playing here, Tori, but, just stay the frick away from me. And then she's like, I'm coming for you, bitch. And yeah, sorry about the language, but, it's Cobra has a bad, loads of bad language. So, I also, I guess I'll talk about this now. It's an All Valley thing, but, actually, no, I won't talk about it. Yeah, actually, never mind. It's actually a big part of the All Valley. So, basically what happens is, oh yeah, Tory just, yeah, great character. I'll say that in this season. And let me talk about Robbie, I guess. Then Robbie starts getting more aggressive, and because of Cobra Kai, and then he gets. I love that scene where at the movies the Miyagi-Dos and Eagle Fangs come up to the Cobra Kai's and say to meet us on the baseball pitch in a minute and fight us. But then, because Miguel learned Miyagi-Do tactics, he knows not to actually, like, you know, start fights anymore, and then he just sprinkles them with water, and all of them get pissed, except, well, yeah, Robbie gets pissed, like, a lot pissed. He's like, we'll make sure we'll get them next time. and yeah, Robbie's, yeah, Robbie at the end is a good thing, but I didn't, you know, I do like Robbie, but he just got to calm down, you know. Let me talk about Kenny then. Kenny's actually the new character in this series, and basically he's just a kid that got bullied, and basically the same character arc as Hawk, to be honest. But he's you know, I still think Hawk is better. But Kenny got bullied. He likes a girl named Leah, but I don't think he, like, you know, Leah's kind of a little mean to him sometimes. But basically then he goes to Cobra Kai because his brother Sean actually told him to go to Robbie Keane. And if you don't know who Sean is, he's the guy that tried to beat up Robbie in prison from season 3. And yeah, I actually really want to see more of Sean. He's a great character, to be honest. And I can't believe that he's actually Kenny's brother. And yeah, so then Kenny starts going to Cobra Kai, but then before, you know, he actually starts kicking ass, he gets scared of Kyler, because Kyler's, like, you know, tries to beat him up in one of the training sessions, so Kenny just runs away. And then Robbie trains actually Kenny, not really Kreese doesn't, it's basically just Robbie that trains Kenny. And then Kenny starts getting really, really, really ruthless in this. He's actually, he takes the no mercy thing literally, like, so literally. And basically what he does is, when Anthony tries to apologize to him at the end, it's his actually last scene, he just says, Kenny just says to him, has anyone ever been really bad to you? He says, has anyone ever been a piece of shit to you? And then and Anthony's like, no, no one's ever been like that to me. And then he's like, yeah, because you never felt it and all like that. And so Kenny's like, maybe it's time I show you how it felt. And then he starts, like, beating up Kenny, like, ruthlessly, and he doesn't stop. He does, like, and it's like, the anger in his face is so, like, oh my god. So then, and then Robbie comes saving Anthony, and Robbie's scared for Kenny because Robbie sees himself in Kenny, and he doesn't want him to become like a ruthless villain in the future. So he wants, probably in season 5, he's going to try and make Kenny not be as ruthless and probably quit Cobra Kai. So yeah, yeah, Kyler sucks in the show. Terry Silver now. If you don't know who Terry Silver is, he's the guy from Karate Kid Part 3, and he is probably the greatest asshole of all assholes. He's a bad villain, bro. He is a bad villain. Let me just talk about this. So he starts off being, you know, okay, he's not really a villain anymore. He left his past behind him. And then he comes back to Cobra Kai, starts getting ruthless again. He beats up Stingray really, 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 really ruthlessly. And he's like, when he punches him every time, he's just like, you want to join Cobra Kai? You want to join Cobra Kai? And he just beats him. And he's like, you want to join Cobra Kai? And then, yeah, that's like the voice as well. And he was drunk, so that's why he was beating him up. And then at the end, the biggest cliffhanger ever, bro. Well, actually, I think Miguel falling off the rail was still a big, you know, cliffhanger. But basically what happens is John Kreese at the end gets arrested by the police, and then we're like, why is he getting arrested? But then Terry Silver's like, oh no, I'll get a friend or two to help out with Cobra Kai. But when we actually we find out that Terry Silver is the one that got John Kreese arrested, because when Terry Silver was beating up Stingray, he said Silver said to Stingray to blame this on John Kreese. And then, of course, Stingray goes to the hospital, and a detective shows up saying who did this, and then Stingray says John Kreese, and then that's how he got arrested. And then Terry Silver was behind all of it. He was manipulating, like, he was like, that's why I love Terry Silver. He's like such a manipulator. In Karate Kid Part 3, he literally, like, was pretending to be a good guy in front of Daniel Larusso, or young Daniel Larusso, and making Daniel Larusso, like, fight dirty and all. And it's really, but then of course Daniel Larusso snapped out of it and all. But yeah. And actually saw who the real villain was. So, but anyway, yeah. So he just manipulates, and I love that cliffhanger. So good, it was so good, like so good. Yeah, and that laugh as well. He's like, and then we also see Aisha come back in this show, but only for one scene. She only talks to Sam, and yeah. So I guess let me get to the fights then. And I'll talk about Hawk. I'll talk about Hawk like the second last thing. So the fights. there's actually not many fight scenes in this show. So I'm pretty sure there's only like 1 or 2. Or no, there's 3. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember all of them. Okay, I have to remember all of them. So one of the fight scenes is actually a really good one. It's Daniel Larusso versus the hockey people at the hockey show, and Johnny Lawrence actually makes Daniel Larusso fight them because he just, Johnny is trying to train Daniel like Cobra Kai methods, and so Daniel just uses he fights the hockey people, and it's like a really good fight. It's so good, and then probably my favorite fight scene besides the All Valley tournament is the one where we have Daniel LaRusso versus Johnny Lawrence. Johnny Lawrence is wanting to rematch Daniel LaRusso because that's what happened back in the 1980s or something, in the Karate Kid Part 1. If you guys remember, Johnny Lawrence and Daniel LaRusso actually fought before in Karate Kid Part 1, and then Daniel LaRusso won with one lucky kick to the face, and that's just scarred Johnny Lawrence for life. And then Johnny Lawrence just wanted to get revenge, so he just started training, breaking people's skewers, and then they actually came to a tournament fight. It wasn't a real tournament; it was just like a kind of little skit tournament. So they just fought, and none of them actually won. Really, it was a draw, and I really like that as well because they hit each other at the same time. They get the last point, so they just drawed. And then we talk about the second last thing, which is Hawk. So basically what happens in this show for Hawk is great, character redemption. But let me talk about the major thing that happened in this season. Yeah, there's loads of things happen to Hawk actually in this season, to be honest. So basically what happens then, basically what happens is Hawk gets purple hair in this season. Everyone's guessing that he got purple hair, purple mohawk, purple, all like that. Purple. He got purple mohawk, and he had red in the last one because blue and red make purple. So yeah, he got purple mohawk, started reconnecting with Moon, his ex-girlfriend, and yeah, he was having a good life. And basically what Hawk has, he has a hawk on his back, a tattoo of a hawk, and basically whatever color hair he gets the hawk's hair to get purple hair. And if that makes sense, I don't know if that makes sense. So Hawk goes to the tattoo store again to get his hawk to have purple hair. And basically what happens then is Cobra Kai busts in, attacks Hawk, and they're strangling him. And then after the fight between Daniel LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence, Hawk comes to the dojo, and he has a hood on him, and he takes off the hood. And I'm so pissed at Cobra Kai for doing this. Mostly Robbie, actually. Robbie and Cobra Kai cut off his mohawk. Yes, they cut off his mohawk. His whole mohawk is gone. So his mohawk basically gave him confidence. That's how he, kind of, went. He got a mohawk, started getting confidence in himself, and now he lost all his confidence because he didn't have the hawk anymore. The mohawk anymore. And then Dimitri tries to get Hawk or Eli to get more confidence in himself. And yeah, I'm sad for Hawk. I'll talk about the All Valley, what happens to him in the All Valley. Tory and Robbie get together in the show as well. I predicted that, and loads of other people predicted that. And let me just talk about the All Valley then, because this feels gonna be long enough. The All Valley tournaments, the best All Valley tournament ever. Well, there's only 2 so far in the show, but yeah. So it's Cobra Kai versus the Blue Gi and Eagle Fan Karate and Miyagi-Do. And Johnny Lawrence and Daniel Larusso argued, and they just split up. Now they're not working together anymore. But then at the end of the All Valley tournament, they start working together now. But anyway, so basically everyone gets to the semifinals and all whatever. Yeah, people get there. Dimitri does really good. He gets beaten by Robbie, which I kind of expected him getting beaten by Robbie because Robbie's just a better fighter, to be honest. But I like Dimitri more than Robbie there for some reason. But anyway, so Robbie beats Dimitri. Yasmin is also rooting for Dimitri, and Moon is rooting for Hawk or Eli. So then we also have the girls division or whatever. We had Piper versus Leah, I'm pretty sure, and we had Piper versus Sam, and then Sam absolutely destroyed her. And then a lot of things happened in this All Valley tournament. So basically, let me talk about one. I won't go in order now what happens, but we we also have a fight between Kenny and Robbie. The two of them fight. I know they're on the same team, but they both fight each other because they have to for some reason. So then I actually do respect Kenny because Kenny's actually been able to trip Robbie over. And Robbie's like a really skilled fighter now. And Kenny hasn't been training for that long. Kenny knocked Robbie over at one point, not in the tournament, but in like when they were training. And for a kid that's just been training for karate for not that long, he even scored a freaking point on Robbie. Of course, because Robbie, is more skilled, he did win the tournament against Kenny. Well, he didn't win the whole tournament, but he did win the fight against Kenny. And, yeah, which I expected. But fair play to Kenny for getting, 1 point on Robbie and even knocking him down at 1 point. That's crazy, bro. And then, we also had... okay, let me just get to the final fights then. Okay, this is I was so worried for this fight. We had Eli versus Miguel. Miguel was kicking ass on Eli because I do, Miguel is actually, a better fighter in my this is my opinion now, but I think Miguel is a better fighter than a Hawk or Eli. And yeah, so Miguel was about to do the flying tornado on Hawk to finish him, and he broke one of his bones. Well, I don't think he broke it, but he really damaged his bone, Miguel did, and fell on the ground. And the reason, like I told you guys before, the reason I was worried is because Miguel was still recovering, kind of. Remember, he fell off the balcony in the school, and he got his ass kind of beaten by Kyler. Well, actually, no, Kyler got his ass kicked, okay? Miguel got out of a wheelchair. How did you not win that fight, Kyler? Oh my god, you're so trash, Kyler. I hate Kyler. I know. So, yeah, Miguel's just on the ground and screaming in pain. He's like, Sensei! And then, yeah, and also, Johnny Lawrence is worried that Daniel Larusso is getting to Miguel in the show, so he thinks that Daniel Larusso will steal Miguel away from him, and because Johnny Lawrence kind of wants to be a dad to Miguel because he's with his mother now, Carmen, and yeah. But anyway, then I thought Miguel would come back to finish the fight because he had 30 minutes to recover and come back, but he didn't come back, and yeah, I was sad because I thought Miguel was gonna win the thing. Even the actor of Hawk thought that Miguel had plot armor and all. He had plot armor. The actor Miguel had plot armor, and that even the actor of Hawk just said to himself that he didn't know he was going to win the tournament, which he did. Yeah, I had to spoil it. Hawk just won the tournament. Eli won the tournament. I'm glad he won the tournament. I'm so proud of Eli. He won the boys tournament anyway. There's still the girls tournament. So the last fight for the girls tournament is the one we've all been waiting for. Is Sam versus Tory. The biggest rivalry ever. I said that word wrong, but yeah. So yeah, I thought Sam was gonna win this fight, but obviously just because I said that, Tory wins. But she doesn't fight dirty this time because Amanda said not to fight dirty. And I also love Kreese's what Kreese says to Tory before she finishes the fight. She says because Terry Silver's a bad guy, she says to show no mercy to Sam and just beat the crap out of her, fight dirty And then because Kreese is having flashbacks of when he said that to Johnny Lawrence and Johnny Lawrence lost back in the 80s, Kreese actually just changed his mind and he's like, no, let her do what she wants. And that actually helps Tory to win. And I really like Kreese's change of heart here. I think he's actually going to be having have a redemption arc. Yeah, I think he'll definitely actually have a redemption arc because he's in freaking prison now. But yeah, and he'll get mad at Terry Silver. But anyway, so Tory wins the girls version, and then Hawk or Eli wins the boy version. And then we found out that Tory actually didn't win because she finds out that Terry Silver paid the referee to make sure that Cobra Kai wins. And basically that means Terry Silver cheated and Cobra Kai cheated. So Sam basically actually won that fight between Tory. And yeah. So because Tory, Sam got Tory out of bounds, but it actually wasn't out of bounds. So Sam actually did score the last point on her. But, the referee was getting paid by Terry Silver, so he had to just make sure that Cobra Kai won and said that Tory was out of bounds. And yeah. I also like that at the end when Tory, finished the job on Sam. Because she's trying to become a good person now. She went over to Sam and said, "Are you okay?" But then, of course, Sam's freaking pissed. So she's like, "Get away from me," or something like that. Whatever. I actually didn't hear what she said, but she was pissed. Yeah. So Robbie also, the reason Eli fought Robbie. That's how Eli won. Just want to say that. Yeah, Robbie got defeated, and yeah, so Cobra Kai season 4 ends then with John Kreese getting arrested, and then another cliffhanger is Miguel, the place where Miguel went after he got, his ankle hurt. He went on a bus to go find his biological, I think that's the word, right? Biological? Yeah, biological dad, because his dad actually left him when he was born, and then Carmen says to Johnny about that, and then Johnny says, "I will find him," and that his father actually probably won't hurt Miguel because he's his dad. But then Carmen says, "This is actually puts chills on my spine. The dad doesn't know that Miguel even exists." So my theory is that Mike Barnes is going to become in season 5, and Mike Barnes will be Miguel's father. That's my theory anyway. And a lot of people were saying that Terry Silver would be Miguel's father, but no, it's not. So yeah. Cobra Kai season 4 gets an 11 out of 10. I loved this season. Hopefully you guys heard me, because I'm not doing this again if you guys didn't hear me. And I just love this show so much. It's so good, and I can't wait for season 5. Hopefully it isn't that long away. And yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe if you know the little bell to miss no video I upload. We don't have to do that whatsoever. Anyway, peace.